very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is your Saturday? I hope everything is moving well for you. Yes, but I know definitely there are those who are probably bereaved. They've lost their dear ones. They have a patient in hospital. Yes, I want to pray that the Almighty comforts you and may the soul of the deceased rest in eternal peace. While for those in hospital, may they respond so quickly to medication so that they can equally come and join us. You know, health is actually wealth. People say that over and over and over again. Otherwise, my beautiful name is MC Sugar. This is The Glory of Love. Welcome to Magic One TV. And yeah, you're just about to realize what a great choice you made by the use of your remote. The show is called The Glory of Love. Yes, we've been off a little bit for a few weeks, but we are right back and back with something very, very, very important today. Well, today on the show I have a friend, he's a workmate. He calls himself Uncle Phil. Well, he's going to tell you more about himself later as he'll be introducing himself. And the main reason why I've invited him on the show today is I want us to discuss something that looks very simple, that looks very normal, but yet to me it is very abnormal, because when it comes to love, I take things so seriously because I want to see people enjoying their relationships. We're talking love 360 degrees, but today let's dive into some romance. Now, I've realized there's so many people who start good relationships, I'm talking about romantic, and they move on swiftly until a certain stage somewhere in the middle of the relationship, and they begin to fall apart. Things begin to fall apart. And one of the core reasons is someone tells you, I lost interest. I lost interest. The question I'm asking today is, why do couples, or why do ladies and gentlemen lose interest in their romantic relationships, like in the middle of the relationship? While things started well, and then somehow, somewhere, they just don't proceed, or they just fail to continue. That's the big question I'm asking. I'm not only asking my guest, but I'm asking you equally. So feel free to share your opinion as to why your relationship ended halfway, why you are losing interest right now, and why you lost interest in the middle of that relationship. Let's first talk to Uncle Phil right now, and we hear from him while more questions and more digestions keep coming up.
A very good evening, dear viewer. Thank you so much for tuning into Magic TV HD. I'm Uncle Phil. I'm a radio host. I'm a love doctor. That is, by the way, I'm a radio host. I work with UBC Radio. I'm also a photographer, and I'm so glad to be sharing the same space with Sugar. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy the show. And we also appreciate positive remarks, no negativity.
Yes, just like I promised you earlier on that we have Uncle Phil here, and it's my pleasure, by the way. Uncle Phil, I work with him, but he's not a guy you just jump on, you get anytime you feel like, because he's really a very busy guy.
Sure.
And he's so much into radio. I don't know why he doesn't like TV. It was a serious dragging getting him on TV right here today. But Uncle Phil, there's a big question that I want to really ask you, and I believe you have an idea about this. So many couples start up very nicely, the relationship crops in, and you see them flourishing nicely. Before you know it, nobody's talking to the other. It may not necessarily mean they are fighting, they are ghosting each other, and what they talk about is, I lost interest. I lost interest. Both the ladies and gentlemen, where is the problem?
It's sorry to start with, but being a youth, we all, sometimes when you're starting up relationships, we always have targets. So when you hit the target as soon as possible, sometimes you may end up losing interest in this person.
Okay.
And we also forget being a youth, because I'm sure that is our target audience. So being a youth, most times we're not true to ourselves and to the people that we date.
Okay.
Different expectations. I may date Sugar because of the Sugar that I see on TV, because of the Phil that I see on radio, Phil that is in the field, Phil that you find on the on the camera, and the Phil that the reality of Phil. Now that is me when I'm home, when I'm putting on my shorts, putting on my knee gainers, eat my Chocomando, So
The real feel.
The real feel. So I did not let you know that other person. So you got attracted to the feel that you see at UBC or the feel that you see at your workplace.
Yeah.
But then the reality of me is very,
Totally
very,
very different.
different, like
At the beginning,
100%.
you talked about hitting a target.
Yeah.
Could you be a little bit elaborate, like in this, what targets are you talking about, and what do you mean when someone says, I hit the target so quick?
Okay. Am I allowed to speak, freely?
It's okay.
The thing is, as men, now things change nowadays. A woman is gonna say, and then she'll be like, I want to eat sugar. So you are the target. And as soon as she gets that, she's gonna call it off.
Okay.
Yeah, and so vice versa. Thing is, you might be the target of only chow, but sugar, you're gonna end up falling in love because she's gonna be so nice to you so quickly, and you're gonna fall in love. And then after she getting what she wanted, she's gonna call it off. So sugar, you're gonna be heartbroken. You understand?
I get you.
So, but if she came to you straight and sugar, I have a crush on you and ABC,
Yeah.
I want you to get done. So it is entirely up to you to either say yes or no.
And that's where I want to come with my next question.
Yeah.
Why is that still very hard? Even today in this generation where there's a lot of freedom of speech, there's a lot of information, communication is even much more like accessible. Like it's easy to talk to people, but you still find people who cocoon with a different atmosphere, yet what they want is different. Why is it hard for me to come and tell a girl that, you know what, I just like this and this about you, and this is it?
Sugar, that is very interesting. What would be your reaction if a girl walks straight up to you and she tells you, Sugar, I want to nyam you?
Now, me
What
with
would
an
be
urban
what
mind,
would be your reaction?
me with an urban mind, and probably as someone who is kind of exposed, I'll not take it for bad. I may understand what she's trying to say, but if I'm not interested, I'll directly still say no to it. But then there are those who are in the category of, what?
Yeah, so I'm old school. So if a woman walks straight up to me and she tells me she wants ABC, I'm gonna say no, because men are hunters in nature. What are you bringing? Like, okay, question is, what are you bringing?
Okay.
First thing that comes into my head is, maybe she has sedan, she wants to give me some. You understand? Maybe she has her things and she just wants to use me.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I was raised with the thought that I have to chase a woman. Me, I can chase a woman for 3 years.
The Mufasa in you is always available.
Yes, I can chase her, but this is the logic. But okay, let me don't share that tip.
No.
But I can chase a woman.
We are here to share.
I can chase. I know my woman might see these things, and then I get into trouble.
I think sometimes I need to first bring a Bible and make you, promise and vow.
I know,
Okay,
but
it's okay. You can share around.
but truth is,
Yeah.
if a woman walks straight up to me and she tells me she wants ABCD, I cannot. I feel like, the ego in me, the ego man in me,
Yeah.
cannot allow me to do that.
Okay.
Still, whether she's very beautiful, she has all the things that I need, I'll say no. I would feel better if I chase this woman.
But you realize that it's still also hard for men to walk to a woman and begin to tell her that he just has a short-term plan with her, and then after that, everyone will go their separate ways. They fear. Why do they fear?
I'll go back to a saying that we grew up listening to, all those theories that are embedded in us, that women love being lied to. When you walk straight to a woman and tell her, you know what, I have a crush on you, you look so good, do you mind if you get?
Yeah.
I feel like I've not invested a lot in this relationship, whether it is a long-term goal, because you can vibe a woman and then she tells you, but Phil, what do you want from me? You tell her, I want us to love each other, but then you know your goal, you know what you want. You understand?
Yes.
You know what you want. And immediately after getting that, now you start contemplating. Now I have the price.
Is that looking for a withdrawal plan?
So that is where things like, you belong to the same clan as my mom, kick in. We belong to the same clan, kick in. All I lost interest along the way, but you knew your goal. Because
Yeah.
when you start vibing, babes, you know what you want from her. You just beat around the bush.
Okay.
Sometimes when you go straight for her, she's gonna tell you no. So you have to lie. You have to lie to her, and then, you know, build it, have a foundation for this thing, because you never know where this thing is going to end up. You might think it's gonna be a one-time thing, but then at the end of the day, you end up falling in love with this woman. Now, just imagine falling in love with a woman that you went to and then told her, you know what, I find you so nice and attractive. Do you mind if we? It
You
is
can
weird.
change your propaganda.
It is weird.
And say,
How?
you know what now? There's a change of plan.
Change it.
Haven't you ever jumped on a boda and you're going to Nigeria? Before you know it, you're like, you know what? Let's first go to Mukono. Well, here we are still digging into this conversation, and it's getting interesting. I love the fact that we're keeping it real, because this is real life, yeah? We're not talking movies here. We're not trying to, you know, build up stuff that doesn't exist. These are things that are happening, and I'm very sure you who is watching me right now, you equally have your, trail of lies that you've been telling just to get yourself to where you are probably today. Yesterday I was talking about on radio about how some relationships are super existing right now, but these couples have never even told each other that I love you and I love you too, but they're now having kids. And like things just happen by osmosis, just like that. Well, you can go on and tell us equally using the number that is on the screen. What was that one thing that provoked or made you lose interest in the middle of this relationship that you started with maybe a powerful intention and whatsoever the case is? Now, let's think to the side of ladies a little bit. Should we say the factors that make ladies lose interest in any relationship they are into are similar to those of men, or what is that one specific item or one or two that you think it is basically about the ladies losing interest in this relationship?
Anyway, Sugar, that is quite interesting, but just to take you a little bit behind, women marry vision. They don't choose you because of who you are this particular time. A woman can see progress in you. A woman can see who you're going to be in the next 10 years. That is why sometimes you can find a woman, she's doing very, very well, and then she's into someone that would say, this couple is not worth being together. But then in the long run, she sees something greater in you. Women see something better in us that sometimes we don't see in ourselves. I'll give you an example. You might date a woman and you can't even afford buying her lunch. But then she's going to choose you because of what? Because Sugar is hardworking, because Sugar is loving, because Sugar will change along the way. So the reason why me as a person, I think why women lose interest along the way is they find you've gone off track on what they saw in you.
Yeah.
She can date you when you're broke, and then you get money. You've been broke and you've been going back home at around 8 o'clock. But now things have changed. You have a car, you've started getting money. Your life basically has changed. You start coming back home at midnight, all at 3 o'clock in the morning. No explanation. You don't even call like, baby, today I might come back a little bit late because I'm caught up doing ABCD. Now, men, when we financially become giants, we tend to lose our manners. When you're broke, you're a very humble guy, and when you get money, things change. You don't communicate, and we have a problem with communication as men. You ask yourself, I'm the man of the house, but you've forgotten that when you're broke, you never used to say those things, that I'm the man of the house. Now that Kamana has started coming, you start saying, I'm the man of the house.
Entitlement.
Yes, I cannot communicate. Why should I communicate? But you literally lose nothing when you call your band and say, baby, I'm going to be late today. I'm still caught up. You may not necessarily have to tell her that I'm doing ABCD, but baby, I'm going to come back a little bit late. You're not going to lose your manhood, but you're putting your family in line. Your woman is going to respect you for that. And I would also want to appeal to men. Communication is key in any relationship. You don't lose your manhood when you tell your woman, honey, I'm sorry, honey, I'm going to come back a little bit late.
Yeah.
And you may lie, I'm still chilling with my friends, or I'm still caught up with work. You get? You might be busy doing your own things, but then she knows my man is, my man
you said something.
is looking for money. Whatever that you choose to do, it is entirely up to you.
All right. Before we take a break, I just want you to use roughly around 2 minutes to paint another picture for the couples that may be starting out, because you're more of sunk into the other side of we married or we cohabiting, we staying together. But there's this couple, maybe they met at workplace. They see each other mainly at workplace, once in a while take each other out, but from nowhere, even before beginning to think of, okay, can we move in, they've lost interest.
Okay. There is always one thing that that I would tell a starting couple: be real to each other. Like it is a two-way traffic thing.
Yeah.
A woman be real to you, be real to that guy, and a man also be real to that lady. And also the level of being real. The level of being real also matters, because sometimes you're going to be real and then she's going to run away. You understand? So be real to a particular level, not 100%, but be real. And there is that saying where they say that a woman is going to love you, she's going to love you for who you are. But there are certain things that a woman is not going to tolerate. We might come from different backgrounds. She comes from a very rich background. I come from
Humble background.
a humble background.
Yeah.
That I shower using a jerry can. Yeah? I still use a Benson. If I want to ease myself, I have to move out. All I have to use a bucket. You get? And if I'm vibing you, I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to first fall in love with me, you visit me, and then you check out the reality. If she comes back, then you'll be like, now, there is something about this woman.
Yeah.
You get? Now, imagine you're hosting a woman who used to a shower, flushing toilets, and then she comes to your crib. Sometimes even sleeping down. You don't even have a bed.
No bed.
The first thing you did when you get a job, you bought a mattress, a 5x6. And then buying a bed, you're like, let me first do this as, you know, as I get money to buy the bed. You understand? So when she comes to your place, then she checks out the reality. And a woman who loves you should be like, hey, this is where you stay. So before you know it, she's like, okay, so what are your plans? You get?
Yeah.
So what are your plans? Now, when a woman tells you what are your plans, the manly ego in you is going to pop in. Because you want to impress this woman, you're going to buy a bed. And she will tell you, so what are our plans? Do you think of buying maybe a rice cooker? Maybe I think we should do this. She says, I think we should do this, but then at the end of the day, you end up executing it. Yourself. So, hence, building yourself. Now, that is the right person for you. But a woman who comes to your place and says, how do you live in such a place? Do you breathe? Don't you have bed bugs here? This neighborhood, it is too loud. Now, that is a no-go zone. Bro, have what you have, if you can have it, and run as fast as you can. Because you're going to live beyond the budget.
Oh, my goodness. Let's breathe. When we come back, I want us to take the other whole toll of helping these couples understand that it is possible maintaining this relationship without losing the interest. Probably we shall chip in some. Already Phil has cheated some exam for you. But now I want us, particularly when we come back, to be in position to direct you on how you can keep this relationship going regardless of the ups and downs, so that there's nothing like losing interest. Because our goal, main goal, is to make sure you stay in love, because love is a beautiful thing. Welcome back. Here we are. It is still the glory of love. My name is MC Sugar. If you're just joining the show right now, it's not too late. Though, yeah, you've missed something somewhere. But the only advice I have for you, or the advantage you have, is you can actually still catch a repeat of the show on YouTube. Just go look for MC Sugar and you will be in position to touch base with this very episode in full phase. All right. Still with Uncle Phil, I told you earlier on that we are now discussing matters on how to propagate and keep this relationship flowing. nice and easy, because you losing interest in each other, and then you fall apart after spending a couple of months, weeks. Some people say, it has not been so long, I don't care about that time. But man, anytime you lose a relationship, you go back to square one, and that's one thing that is so tedious. So I want Uncle Phil to help us understand, how can you keep this thing moving regardless? How can you keep this train moving, yeah? Nice and easy, slowly, but for sure.
Sugar, thank you so much. And you see, love is complicated and easy at the same time. But one thing that drives every relationship is being truthful to yourself and to your partner. And there comes a time that you feel like it's not worth it. Like, why am I even in this place? So when you start asking yourself those questions, go back to the reason why you chose that person. That is very important, because a person that you choose for love, like real love, let me say you even have children together, things are not moving your way. You never got attracted to this person, or you never chose to put this person at home because of her body shape, because of her smile, because of her money, because of her big thighs, because of her big nyash. You chose this person for particular reasons. Most importantly, how she makes you feel. And just like how you can be in a family and your real brother or your real sister, you have arguments. So what do you think is going to happen when you're dating a stranger? One thing that you should always put in mind is you're not perfect and she's not perfect. That is very important. She can do mistakes as you can do, and always have room of forgiveness. Always have room of forgiveness, because at the end of the day, there's so many things as men that we do, and our women don't even get to know about them. And sometimes they get to know about them and forgive us. You get? And we find it so hard to forgive them when you do something, because you feel like you're the man. I'll give you an example, Sugar. When a woman, we've had scenarios of where men are caught cheating and women forgive them. But we've also had cases of where men get their women cheating and they find it so hard to forgive them. Even up to date, I'm still asking myself that question. Why? Because I've ever been a victim of that. I caught my girlfriend cheating, but I told myself, Uncle Phil, you're not perfect. You've done so many wrong things, knowing and unknowingly. You should forgive her. I wasn't in position of forgiving her, because every time I was with her, then that mind kicked in like, nah. So I told her, nah, this can't work out. So my point is, we are human beings that do mistakes knowingly and unknowingly. So let's always have space of forgiving one another, and also going back to the root on why we chose to be in this. Not because of the children, before we even put the children in the picture. Because some people say, I don't want to leave my children, I don't want my children to grow up without a father or a mother. Let's go back to the reason to why I chose my boo. Because Sugar, I have a woman that I love dearly. So before, sometimes things go bizarre. You look at her and you're like, baby, you're so annoying. But then at the end of the day, I have a reason to why I chose that woman.
Well, he has talked about two main issues, and I think they really matter so much. He says every time you think of beginning to lose interest, so you begin feeling like you're now losing interest in this relationship, go back to square one and remember why you chose this person. And then, of course, always remember that we all fault, and so we deserve to be forgiven. Just like you want to be forgiven, they equally want to be forgiven. You should always be ready to forgive, and then you'll find that one reason why you need to stick together. Because let me tell you something, you sticking together is not only going to benefit you, but the rest of the people. Let's say you are acquaintances. The people that have been hanging around you, seeing the two of you together happily, will not remain the same when even it comes to so friendship. Because someone who is always breaking up with their spouses cannot be such a great friend, because there's always has to be something that you find that should not let you let go of your people. well, regardless, this generation is also full of weird stuff, and you may not find it so easy understanding why people break up and all that. But at least, all in all, I believe you have picked something to learn today. And I want to thank Uncle Phil in a very special way. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming through and sharing all this with us. There's always going to be something small that we can share on the show, so please. Most important is keep time so that you don't miss a thing about every idea or every small topic that we come to discuss right here. Well, it's been me, MC Sugar, the King of Hearts, right here on Magic One TV. The show is called The Glory of Love, every single Saturday at exactly 9:30 p.m. And right up next is the movie, yes, by DJ Julio, selecting something nice for you. So please don't dare touch your remote because you don't want to miss this, yeah? Otherwise, I'm out of here until we meet again next Saturday. Peace and love.